back to me, Dafati. So today I'm gonna tell you about the story about the War of Ahzab, or the other names call it Khandaq War. Okay, so what actually makes there was a war? What make Ahzab War and Khandaq War begins? The war begins because the Yahudi uh, of Makkah doesn't agree, or they feel not comfy for the Muslim because they keep growing, and then they try to plan to fight off the Muslim. Okay, so that's why they prepare the army to fight off the Muslim, so there is no Muslim again. Okay, the scientists predict there are 20 people who lead this war from the Yahudi and also the Quraysh. And then, so we're gonna talk. Okay, the difference between Ahzab and Khandaq war. Okay, so what is why is it called Ahzab and Khandaq war? So let's first talk about Khandaq. Khandaq means a ditch or trench, so it means trench war. So in that war, the Muslim planned to bury a trench. So they make like a hole, so when the Kafir Quraysh army came, they got trapped on the hole. And then the Ahzab name. Ahzab means uh, all of the Kafir Quraysh gather up to fight off the Muslim. So they build up all the power, they gather all the people to fight off the Muslim. That's why it's called Ahzab. Okay, next. Let's talk about uh, the ditch or the trench thing. Okay, so at that time, Rasulullah and other of his friends are doing some talk. Uh, they and then one of them, called Salman Al Farisi, came out and then have a good idea. He said, "We need gonna build a trench," and all of the Rasulullah friends thought, well, it never happens on Medina. It's like because of the first idea. Because Salman Al Farisi actually came from the Persia. So Persia at that time have a war thing using trench. So that's why Salman Al Farisi said to Rasulullah to fight off using trench plan. Okay, at that time, after that, Rasulullah say to his friends to build up a trench. At that time, Rasulullah and his friend are getting harder when they try to make the trench, because at that time the weather and also they got some problem like weather things. It's very hot in there, and also they're running out of food. At that time, the miracle came out. So okay, so what actually happened when the trench was made? Okay, at that time, Rasulullah uh, are meeting the hard rock when they try to make trench, and Rasulullah came out and then and he said Bismillah, and then he knocked out the rock, and then the rock suddenly fell off. And then also Rasulullah then meet another rock again, and then when the first he said Bismillah again, and then what do he sees? There are and then something came out, and then Rasulullah said Allahu Akbar. He said, I'm seeing a lot of many treasure on the Sham city, and also the good things in there. And then Rasulullah knocked out the rock again twice, and he got a great news about he got the Persia, the Muslim got Persia, and also he knocked out the rock again for the third times, and then he got a good news about Islam gonna take Yaman. and the rock fell off. Okay, and then also at that time, like I mentioned, the weather is not good at that time. So then Rasulullah and his friend is running out of food because the crops there cannot grow. And then and someday, when they built the trench, uh, they are they are making some food like something like they mix up a meat with some kind of crops, and then when they try to eat, it doesn't feel good. They even can't swallow it. Okay, and then Rasulullah saw a wife of a Muslim carrying some dates or kurma in Bahasa, and Rasulullah asked to take some of them, and Rasulullah placed it on the edge when they try to build the trench, and then suddenly the dates adds more and more because they place it near a tree of dates, so that's why it keep falling. That's why Allah sent help to the Muslim so they can keep doing their things. And also at that time there are one of Rasulullah friends named Jabir. He invite Rasulullah to his house, so Rasulullah and some other Rasulullah friends can eat on his house. But Rasulullah tell of his friend, all of them, to came to Jabir for take a lunch or eating. And then Jabir suddenly realized the food not gonna be enough. But at that time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a miracle. All the food there is like infinite. Even after all the Rasulullah friends eat until they full, the food still can be given to the other neighbor and other people. Okay, let's talk about more of the trench. Okay, and dangerous attack of the war. Okay, after talking about the trench, okay, so let's talk about how many much army on both sides. Okay, on the Muslim team, they just got like uh, 100,000 Muslim in there. But on the Mushrik team or on the Kafir Quraysh, they already got like 40,000 hundred. So basically, the Muslim already defeat from the how much army they got. On the Kafir Quraysh, they were led by Abu Sufyan. Okay, so but on the mm, Muslim team, they're led by Abu Talib, Ali bin Abi Talib. It's okay. And then at that time, so the both armies meet up on one of the trench there. So they are the Muslim try to avoid the attack by sending some arrows to them, so they cannot move. And then the Kafir Quraysh actually cannot go in there because they're trenched. They're afraid they will fall off, and then they're gonna be a bait for the Muslim to kill them easily. At that time, the Kafir Quraysh are wandering around, like they're thinking, how are we gonna pass this? And then one of the Kafir Quraysh friends said, let's put the soil like little by little, so and until they can build like a small bridge to pass the trench. But the other friend said it's gonna be too long, like maybe they already defeat or die before the plan came out. Okay, after that they are trying to find some like a shallow trench so they can pass, and then one of the Kafir Quraysh found it and then tried to pass off. But luckily the Muslim already know, and then they came there and then finally come for the attack. At that time, they gone for the dangerous duel, the deadly duel. Okay, Okay, at that time the duel is between the Abu Turab or Ali bin Abi Talib with I believe that is Amr bin Abdiwad. So they both go on duel. At this duel, the Amr bin Abdiwad said something that makes Ali bin Abi Talib mad. So that's why Ali bin Talib came out from his horse and then tried to fight off Amr bin Abdiwad until Ali bin Abi Talib finally killed him. After that, all the Kafir Quraisy feels very fear, and then they try to run off, and that's why they defeat. After that, the Rasulullah and friends try to count how much people who dies on there. Okay, on the Muslim team there are 6 people who die, and then on the Kafir Quraysh team there are 10 people dead. At that time, still also the war hero after Abu Turab, Ali bin Abi Talib, and also Salman al-Farisi, they are Sa'ad bin Mu'adz, who got arrows, got on the arm, actually on the vital things, and that's why make he losing blood very fast. At that time, uh, he said to Allah, he's making praying, he willing, he wants to still alive until they defeat the team who tried to arouse him. And then at the end, Sa'ad bin Mu'adz got his will. Okay, and then the war is not actually done yet. So we're gonna talk about the betrayal. Like I mentioned, I didn't mention any betrayal, but actually there are a betrayal on the war. At that time, the betrayal was one of the Kafir Quraysh team. So if you know the Madinah city, there are one of theme there or kabilah in Bahasa. They call it Bani Qurayza. The Bani Qurayza actually doing like some like promise to the Muslims, so they didn't war. So like they're still on peace. But at that time, the Kafir Quraysh tries to make a deal with them so they can fight off the Muslim. So the job for Bani Qurayza before they meet up with the Kafir Quraysh is to protect Madinah too from other attacks from Kafir Quraysh, and also protect the women and the kids on the kingdom in there. There's also like a small kingdom to protect them. But after that, they betrayed. So they tried to attack the Muslim from behind the city of of Medina. I'm sorry. At that time, after knowing about that, the Rasulullah and Rasulullah friends came about knowing that they immediately came to the Bani Qurayza place, and then they tried to war with them. After that, the war begins with the Bani Qurayza, and after that, the Bani Qurayza defeat. Okay, so I think that's all for the short story about the story of Perang Khandaq and also the betrayal of Bani Qurayza. I hope you all got entertained and also informed. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.